What's good with it, YouTube? Fight fans all over the world. It's your boy, the realest of the real. Yes, sir, I said it, Real Talk Boxing. It is a privilege and honor and a major blessing to be back with you beautiful people yet again this Sunday morning. I want to get back to Manny Pacquiao. I want to get back to what happened last night, but mainly the so-called retirement of Manny Pacquiao. There's people making videos like he is like clear-cut retired. I never heard Manny Pacquiao in the press conference ever state that he was surely going to retire. But judging by his body language and how he was reacting to certain questions, it leads me to believe that he's leaning towards that. And I'm not mad at that because Manny Pacquiao has done what no other fighter has done. The only 8-division world champion. There's really nothing else to prove. And it could be his last fight, you know. So here's what I want to say. Firstly, I really came down on Yordenis Ugas for things that he didn't do in the ring, for not throwing as many punches as I would have liked to see, for not being as aggressive as I wanted him to be. Sometimes my emotions get the better of me watching fights when I know fighters know to do certain things better than what they're doing in the ring to better ensure themselves a win. And sometimes my emotions overshadow what they're actually doing good in the ring. And last night, that was the factor. I was just so utterly upset with what Ugas wasn't doing, and it blinded me from what he was doing. He fought a great fight. It was a great game plan. Ugas used his timing, and I stated that his timing would play a factor in the fight, in videos before this fight actually happened. And Pacquiao or any other fighter out there who has hand speed, that hand speed can be nullified by impeccable timing. And that's what Ugas did. Manny Pacquiao was not able to establish himself, and it was because of the jab and the counter punching and that looping right hand. And Ugas stuck to his game plan, and I have to give him more credit. He won the fight, even though I thought he could have done much better than what he did. What does it really matter? He got the W. So to Ugas, man, again, props to you. I'm proud of you, brother. I'm still a little upset with you because of certain things that you really should and could have done in the ring. But for the most part, man, you beat a legend. Now, let's get to Pacquiao, man. Firstly, Manny Pacquiao is a fighter that I respect to the highest, respect. I mean, I have high regards for the man, not only as a fighter, but as a person, his achievements in the ring are remarkable. He's a fearless fighter who's fought pretty much everybody. We don't have to go down the line. We know exactly what he's done and who he's faced and who he's beat and who he has lost to. The fact that Manny Pacquiao lost isn't something that is bothering him. He's no stranger to losses. He's lost before, so it's a familiar feeling. But Manny Pacquiao is one of the most humble fighters and most respectful fighters that I have ever seen in my entire life. His achievements in the ring is one thing, but the one thing that I respect about him most is that he's a God-fearing man. He believes in God, and he doesn't appear to be the type of guy who's one way in front of the camera and not that way off camera. He really has a love for his people and his country, and he wants to do more good for them. The man literally stands outside and hands out money in the Philippines, and he doesn't just love only his people. He loves everybody. And that's what a lot of people in general lack. They love only theirs and no one else. I'm so happy I wasn't raised that way. And it very much so looks like Manny Pacquiao wasn't raised that way either. So when it all boils down to it, I respect that dude as a man. Point blank, period. Um, his body language in the fight told me a lot. First of all, 2 years off and being 42 years old, going into a fight with a top 10 welterweight, top 5 welterweight, either or is tough. Last minute replacement also is tough. I saw the difference in Manny Pacquiao last night. There were things that were clearly visible to me. This is probably going to be a long video. But when they asked Freddie Roach, what do you think Manny Pacquiao should do? What did you see? Is he a different fighter? Now, Freddie Roach he's rough around the edges, okay? But I like Freddie and I respect Freddie Roach. He's a great trainer. But Freddie's going to give you the real. If you ask him something, he's going to give you his honest opinion. And when Freddie said what he said, that made me more so lean towards Manny Pacquiao's probably about to retire. Freddie Roach says, listen, I am a little concerned. I did see some difference in Manny Pacquiao in the ring. He's been with me forever and a day. I know him just as well as he knows me. And he said, I'm a little bit concerned. But at the end of the day, it's all about what Manny Pacquiao wants to do. And that really hit home with me. And it turned on the light bulb in my head. And I'm like, yo, man, this may be it. This may be it for Manny Pacquiao. The first thing that goes, I'm telling you guys, when you get older is your legs. I know for a fact. Manny Pacquiao did not have that bounce that he usually has. Manny Pacquiao did not have the power that he usually possesses. And don't get me wrong, it was because of his opponent in front of him last night, but that also had to do with getting old overnight, man. Do I think Manny Pacquiao got old overnight? Yeah, I think he did. Even though he didn't factually say he was going to retire, he says, my heart wants to continue fighting, but my body is telling me otherwise. So when you're a certain age, you really have to analyze the whole situation, man, because I'll give you this. I know when I fought in my last exhibition, I told myself how I know if I was going to continue trying to do these exhibitions is how I felt after the fight. If I felt broken down, if I felt horrible after the fight, if everything ached and hurt on me after the fight, that was it. But I woke up the next day and that was good. I had a little pain in my abdomen area, and I don't know if it was because I took a body shot. I don't remember taking a body shot, but I remember throwing a right hook that was really, really high and a little awkward. And when it connected, it connected a lot faster than what I thought. So I wasn't able to brace myself. And I felt a little something weird in my abdominal area, right up here, right up under my right man boob. And I was a little sore because of that. But other than that, I was fine. Manny Pacquiao says from the second round on, he had cramps in his legs. That's why his movement wasn't there. He said no excuses. He's not the type of fighter that does that. But Manny Pacquiao clearly sees a change in his body. Because sometimes during training, we feel like Superman. But that ring, those lights, sometimes it does something to us. And our body does react in a certain way. And Manny Pacquiao's body did. And he felt it. And he's embracing it. And he's understanding that, hey, maybe it's time for me to hang up the gloves. Nothing bad to say about Manny Pacquiao. He said he did his best, and I believe he did. But things are different now with Manny. And if it is time for him to retire, which may be, I'm going to hate to see him go. But that time comes. In any fighter, that time comes. He has the greatest legacy, hands down, in my opinion, of any boxer of any era. That's just my opinion. You can get mad at it. You can agree with it. But I'm stating what I truly feel. Now, here's some things, too, that I want to add to this video. A lot of people have been messaging me, okay, judging how Manny Pacquiao looked against Ugas, would he have beat Spence? Would he have beat not Danny Garcia, but Ryan Garcia? How would he have fared against those fighters? Well, here's the thing with that. And I'm going to answer both questions, but I have to say this first. Styles make fights. Just because you don't look good with one fighter doesn't mean you wouldn't totally dominate another. Vice versa. And a lot of people don't understand that. If it was Errol Spence last night, my gut is telling me Errol Spence probably would have won that fight. In what fashion, I don't know. But we got to remember, too, I've stated I don't think Errol Spence is the same, since the car crash. So I really can't. I mean, my gut's telling me Errol probably, judging by how Pacquiao looked, hypothetically, I think Errol Spence probably would have pulled out a unanimous decision, majority decision. I don't know if he would have got Pacquiao out of there. There's a lot of people that comments and videos that say, man, Errol would have ran through Pacquiao. Yeah, you can say that if you want, but we don't know that factually. Now, as far as Ryan Garcia, I still think, judging by the performance he had last night, that he still would have beat Ryan Garcia. A lot of people don't think that. A lot of people do not think that. But I do. That's just my personal opinion. I could be wrong. But like I said, Styles makes fights. But for the most part, Manny Pacquiao is a living legend. It may be the end of the road, in my opinion, and Freddie Roach's opinion, and a lot of others. So we may not see him fight again. I really honestly think, heart of hearts, that Manny Pacquiao will retire, even though he hasn't stated that yet. I've seen so many videos with the captions, retirement. Ugas has sent Manny Pacquiao into retirement. He's retired. No, he never stated that factually. He said maybe, more than likely, I think so, but he didn't state that factually. And so until he does, he's not retired. Yeah, we can lean towards it. It looks that way, but he didn't truly state that. But here's the thing. Manny Pacquiao, if you do retire, brother, you have gave boxing as a whole great years of your life. You've dedicated your life and sacrificed a lot of things for the sport of boxing. From Real Talk Boxing to Manny Pacquiao, nothing but respect. Not only as a fighter, but as a man of God. And for a man who loves not only his people, but all people. So, salute to you, mad respect, Manny Pacquiao. I thank you and I love you, brother. Comment down below, let your boy Real Talk know what you think about this. As always, respect all. Fear none, God bless. Until the next time, Real Talk Boxing, we up and we out of here, baby. Bye,